But in these there is wonderful fascination, the mythic period under kings, the contests with Latins, Etruscans, Volscians, Samnites, and Gauls, the legends of Porsenna, of Cincinnatus, of Coriolanus, of Virginia, the heroism of Camillus, of Fabius, of Decius, of Scipio, the great struggle with Pyrrhus and Hannibal, the wars with Carthage, Macedonia, and Asia Minor, the rivalries between patrician and plebeian families, the rise of tribunes, the Manian, Hortensian, and agrarian laws, the noble efforts of the Gracchi, the censorship of Cato, the civil wars of Marius and Sulla and their exploits, followed by the still greater conquests of Pompey and Julius. These and other feats of heroism and strength are full of interest which can never be exhausted. We ponder on them in youth, we return to them in old age. And yet the real grandeur of Rome is associated with the emperors, with their accession. There is a change. With their accession, there is a change in the policy of the state from war to peace. There is a greater desire to preserve than extend the limits of the empire. The passion for war is succeeded by a passion for government and laws. Labor and toil give place to leisure and enjoyment. Great works of art appear, and these become historical. The Pantheon, the Forum Augusti, the Flavian Amphitheater, the Column of Trajan, the Baths of Caracalla, the Aqua Claudia, the Golden House of Nero, the Mausoleum of Hadrian, the Temple of Venus in Rome, the Arch of Septimus Severus. The city is changed from brick to marble, and palaces and theaters and temples become colossal. Painting and sculpture ornament every part of the city. There are more marble busts than living men. Life becomes more complicated and factitious. Enormous fortunes are accumulated. A liberal patronage is extended to artists. Literature declines, but great masterpieces of genius are still produced. Medicine, law, and science flourish. A beautiful suburban life is seen on all the hills, while gardens and villas are the object of perpetual panegyric. From all corners of the earth, strangers flock to see the wonders of the mighty metropolis. More crowded than London, more magnificent than Paris, more luxurious than New York. Fêtes, shows, processions, gladiatorial combats, chariot races form the amusement of the vast populace. A majestic centralized power controls all kingdoms and races and peoples. The highest state of prosperity is reached that the ancient world knew, and all bow down to Caesar, and behold in him the representative of divine providence, from whose will there is no appeal, and from whose arm it is impossible to fly. But mean Tekel Upharsin is written on the walls of the banqueting chambers of the palace of the Caesars. The dream of omnipotence is disturbed by the invasion of Germanic barbarians. They press toward the old seats of power and riches to improve their condition. They are warlike, fierce, implacable. They fear not death, and are urged onward by the lust of rapine and military zeal. The old legions, which penetrated the Macedonian phalanx and withstood the Gauls, cannot resist the shock of their undisciplined armies. For martial glory has fled, and the people prefer their pleasures to the empire. Great emperors are raised up, but they are unequal to the task of preserving the crumbling empire. The people, enervated and egotistical, are scattered like sheep or are made slaves. The proud capitals of the world fall before the ruthless invaders. Desolation is everywhere. The barbarians trample beneath their heavy feet the proud trophies of ancient art and power. The glimmering life sparks of the old civilization disappear. The world is abandoned to fear, misery, and despair, and there is no help. For retributive justice marches on with impressive solemnity. Imperial despotism, disproportionate fortunes, unequal divisions of society, the degradation of women, slavery, Epicurean pleasures, practical atheism bring forth their wretched fruits. The vices and mysteries of society cannot be arrested. Glory is succeeded by shame. All strength is in mechanism, and that wears out. Vitality passes away. The empire is weak from internal decay and falls easily into the hands of the new races. Violence was only a secondary cause of the ruin. The vices of self-interest were the primary causes. A world as fair and glorious as our own crumbles away. Our admiration is changed to sadness and awe. The majesty of man is rebuked by the majesty of God.